It's Tumbleweeda. I'm totally in disguise. There's not going to be any theatrics. See, this was a mask with a vent, and I took out the vent and I replaced it with a patch, my theater mask, and then I did it upside down by accident because the metal nose pinchy thing is underneath there, but it's underneath my chin now, which makes it okay. So Tumbleweeda wears a hat, and this one's good enough. This is an old hat I made. Isn't that an expression, an old hat? What does that mean? Tell me by telling me in the comments. So I'm here back at the Turkish Filbert because I'm reprimanding myself for removing, I'll show you, I got my selfie stick so I could do extendo selfie. I'm chewing some gum to help out my looks. Okay, so you see this? Those are the seed pods and the catkins of the Turkish Filbert. This is the Turkish Filbert tree. Is that it? Right behind me? Yeah. It's right above the Alice in Wonderland statue. And I'm reprimanding myself today because those seed pod catkins is all that remains on this tree. The leaves are all gone. See, if you could see this tree. It's got all those little things hanging from it, so cute. And the other day in my last video, I pulled one off, and it was so hard to pull one out because, they're not ready till the spring, because it's in the spring when the trees drop their seeds. Some trees create their seeds and then they drop them earlier. But these will be all dried up. These will be all dried up. I shouldn't say dry. They're actually that's very firm in there and very insulated and compact. And then come spring, they will open and then like little pine cones. Okay. The Turkish Filbert is also, I looked it up, it's also a hazelnut, or hazel? Yeah. They call it, I don't know. You look it up, okay? You look it up, just like I did. I'll do a switch for you. That's the tree. Okay, oh, it's so dark, so. They call it other than Filbert, like I think hazel also, for no good reason, I don't know. I didn't see any nuts on this tree. But that was the addendum. Okay, the addendum is I'm pulling my hair. Do not remove these. They're not ready yet. They will be ready in the spring. They're hanging here. They're hanging here to be ready for next year. Okay? And this has been Tumbleweeda. And I'm going to go over to a very special tree very soon. So if you stick around for like another 5-10 minutes, I'll make my way over to the Cedar of Lebanon tree, which is amazing. I don't know if anybody has found the greatness of this tree like the way I found it, but I'll talk to you later. It's Tumbleweeda, and we're at a very special tree. I think it's special. It's called the Cedar of Lebanon, and I only knew that because it was marked. Okay, this is what it looks like. It's got pine needles that are short, right? So cute and short. Let's see. Lots of fronds. Well, not fronds, but this is what it looks like. It is just above 72nd Street at the entrance right by the sundial place. There's like 2 dudes back there about to light up. And 2 young dudes, very, very young. So I'll tell you why I love this tree. Because when I came and saw this for the first time, the pine cones, I saw a pine cone. I'll show you what it looks like. It's so amazing. The pine cone looks like this. And I actually think that is something growing out of it. But today, I learned, look, Cedar of Lebanon, Middle Eastern. You know what this looks like? It looks like an artichoke. You know, when the artichoke is prepared and stuffed, where the tips are cut off. I'll do an artichoke thing too. But I believe that little piece is actually growing out of this. This little piece of pine is growing out of that. But look at it. It looks like a rose. It comes from Lebanon. All these things, all these attributes are speaking to me in many ways. Like sometimes Jesus is referred to in certain symbology, the whole New Testament with the roses or something. So this is from Lebanon, Cedar of Lebanon. But today, I'm going to put this back down. And when these, look at this thing. This is a piece of the pine cone. This is amazing. I'm going to do a switch so you could see how this place has so many pine pieces scattered all over. But look what I found today. Well, on approach, see this right here? I can't believe my light's on. On approach, I noticed, look, there's another one growing out of here. That at the top of this tree, there was all these. I'm like, wait a minute. That rose-like pine cone was just a piece of this. It must have broken in half. And I think this is young and not mature yet. Because as you can see, all the, what do you call them? The shingles? I don't know, the pine. What do you call the pieces of a pine cone? Hey Donna and Nick, if Donna's still watching, probably not, I only have one watcher. The pieces are not yet raising themselves off the core of the pine cone. Looks like a beehive. Look, and look, Nick, there's another thing growing out of this one. Oh, now I smell that marijuana. So I'm going to put this back down, but I believe it fell off the tree prematurely because if I go around, I decided not to do the selfie stick. But before I forget, I want to show you what, on this tree, look at this. Ready? Look at that. It almost, why is my light on? I don't like this. This knot right here looks like it's emulating the rose look of that pine cone. So the tree itself is creating knots, right? The tree itself is creating little knots around it that emulate the rose of the pine cone that I just, this tree to me is like magical and insane. And see, they have it marked here. See, Cedar of Lebanon. Now that's, if I switch it around, does it say, Cedar of Lebanon? I don't like that my light's going on, but anyway, that's the bark, as you can see. But let me show you more of these. There's one knot here, one knot there. I mean, these are like rose-like knots. There's a piece of a knot here. What else? More knots up there. I mean, to me, this is a magical tree. It comes from Lebanon, Cedar of Lebanon. I want to try to show you. I gotta put my mask back on. Where the pine cones were sitting above this path. I should get out my selfie stick, but I'm not going to. See, that's the tree behind me as I put on my mask. And up there are some pine cones. Let me see if I could switch this around. It's too contrasty because it's late now. They're all up there. Let me see if I can get them. Oh, see them? See them all up there? There's one there. Look at them. Can I brighten that? Maybe a little bit. Look at all those pine cones up there. They're ready to create more. I should take hey Angela, thanks for watching. I should take and try to plant some of this because this tree, it just amazes me on so many levels. So that was the Cedar of Lebanon, and this has been Tumbleweeda, and it's cold out, but I'm gonna go back in here, feel close to this tree. Oh, here's another rose example implanting itself in the earth. Look how gorgeous that is. Freaking pine cones. Freaking pine cones. That's what this is about, is coming out and looking in nature and seeing the diversity, right? Diversity, all in harmony. I watched this one program and it featured a Native American woman, and she spoke about how nature's been doing its thing for billions of years before we even got here. So it's got it right. Okay, it's got it right with the idea of abundance and vibrance and effortless giving, effortless providing and producing. That's what this is about. And this has been the Cedar of Lebanon. Yeah, if I get away from this, it's a little too dark out. But okay, I'll talk to you later.